Everyone, welcome to my last edition for my weekly technical analysis. And in this video, we are going to be taking a technical dissection of the US All Sport chart, where we are going to be examining together the past price patterns and market behaviors of recurring trends and support and resistance level to gain an insight into the current structure. And by the end of this video, I promise you, you will be able to make your independent trading decision um, ahead of the coming week. So, since this is going to be a follow up detail to my previous analysis on the US All Sport, I would like to share with you some of the key moments that gave us the profits we had on the US All Sport commodity for last week. So at the beginning of last week, we had this old simple flat channel where we were looking forward to price action either breaking out of the resistance line or the support line for a trading opportunity. And of course, we had a breakout of the resistance line. And since then, we were buying the US All Sports throughout the first half of last week. And not until price action got into that $72.50 level, we begin to see some choppy situation going on. And I think during the this is how we bought. Okay, we bought above the 72, and then not until I think on the 25th we saw some selling opportunities as well. We sold two price action breaking down key structures like the $72.50. And in fact, as soon as it got into our key level, we begin to see some buy pressure, which also welcomed another buy opportunity. And it was on this bullish note that we ended last week's trading session. So if you want to check this on your own, I will be dropping the link to this commentary in the description box of this current video. And if you are watching from my YouTube channel, you will be seeing the link at the top right hand side of your screen. So moving right into the daily time, sorry, the 4 hours time frame, which is going to be my center of focus for this week. And I think I deliberated on this very well on my previous video. You might want to watch it to have a better idea of what I'm talking about here. But the most important thing here is that price action has been bearish since the second week of last month, that is April. And to emphasize the strength of the sellers here, we have a bearish trend line figured out after connecting the series of lower heights. However, something interesting happened during the course of last week's trading session where we saw how price action broke out of that trend line for the first time in about 6 weeks, giving us a clue that buyers are gradually gaining some momentum. And coupled with the fact that we have a series of higher lows, which gave us a bullish trend line here, the chances that buyers will spring out of this current choppy situation we have since the beginning of this month is becoming higher. And now look at the breakout of that trend line here. After price action broke out of the trend line, we saw how it came back to retest the trend line again. And that was on Thursday stroke Friday, where we begin to see another buy pressure resume around that area. So, from a technical standpoint, a breakout retest of a key structure is a sign that we are likely going to be seeing a trend continuation to the upside. So, going into the new week, I'm of the opinion that buyers are likely going to be taking over this market. And but we don't want to jump into conclusions as we still need significant confirmations that will validate the potentials that the buyers have at this point. And the reason why I have said this is simply because of what has been happening around that $74 level and the $73 area since the beginning of this month. You will see how that area had been a very strong seller niche, negating all attempt by the buyers to break out of that structure. And in fact, we will need price action to take out all the sell positions within the zone for us to feel comfortable buying the US on spot. But one thing I thought about here is that are we going to wait all the 120 pips move before we can actually think of taking advantage of the bullish momentum? So what I did here is how do I maximize the potential of this potential bullish momentum in this market. So in that regard, I'm going to be using the key level at the $73 area as a yardstick to guide my trading activity this week. And you know how our key level helps us to position ourselves. um, if price action trades above the key level, we look out for buying opportunity. But if price action continues to trade below the key level, then definitely we are going to be looking out for patterns that will support a bearish move to the downside. So in this case scenario here, I want to see how price action will be reacting to this key level at the beginning of the week to determine what my next line of action will be. So if it so happens that we have a breakout of the structure and possibly retest during the early hours of the week, then I want to be buying above that area. And mind you, we are within a seller's territory around this area, so we want to be around to ensure that we move our stop losses accordingly as price action moves in our favor. And if it continues in such a way that we have a breakout of the 74, retest of that level, then at this point we shall feel comfortable adding more position into our existing trade. So this is how I'm going to be looking out for buying opportunities on the US or spot for this week. And in as much as we are looking out for buying opportunity, you know how I do it here. We want to ensure that we also keep our options open just in case sellers could come in at any point in time. And if we consider the fact that that price action has been bearish since the last 6 weeks, it's very reasonable that we also consider what the potentials of the sellers could be from this current structure. So what I'm going to be looking out for to sell, I would rather see price action break down that demand zone there at the $71 level to give me an insight into selling pressure at this juncture in the market. So a breakdown of that structure will be a beautiful signal that we want to get ready for a bearish momentum to the downside. And if possible, we have a situation where price action retest structures are selling pressure below this area, then we are going to be in to add more position to our existing trade. So these are my views here on the US All Spot for this week. And trust me, I will be with you in the comment section on Monday morning after monitoring how participants in this market will be reacting to this current structure. I do hope this video has been of immense help in making your personal decision on the US All Spot for this week. And if it did, why not give this project a thumbs up, as it will help the algorithm to push this to a wider audience, so that a whole lot of people too can also um, take advantage of these ideas. Thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you same time Monday morning as usual as we get prepared for the new week. Do have a wonderful evening, everyone. Bye bye.